Another day, another episode of Fetch Quest. Last time we were introduced to Serpent Addison, a financial guru in the town of Bellamontico. Xavier had managed to pitch him the client of the century. Now let's see how that pans out. This time on Fetch Quest.
So you guys remember that you did run into Serpent Addison, and you sort of followed him back towards the mayoral office, the building.
It's going to be so hard
you
to get over that
went past security.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not all of you.
I just...
But,
one of us went
Xavier
past
went past security in order to harass him a little bit. Meanwhile, Gwynvere set up an appointment in order to meet with Serpent Addison at his financial office, which you guys know is called the Bellamontico Financial Office.
My God.
Oh.
What a name.
Yes.
They're so original in this town.
Alden, what were you up to?
I was asking myself the same thing before the show.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I was just bodyguarding Gwyn.
Yeah. I didn't actually do any talking, Xavier set everything up.
We never got to that part.
Yeah, the party sort of split into two, and you sort of stayed neutral. So
Yeah, like Switzerland.
Yeah,
You're like, I will
we
watch
were watching.
the competitor's speech happening outside of City Hall.
I am a heavily armored Switzerland.
I'll stay neutral, but I'll hold on to your money, bro.
Yeah.
With a tiny pup named Luxembourg.
I mean,
Yeah.
Wait, whoever wins, I still have.
But
all
you
your
can't give
money.
him chocolate.
no. Much like you can't feed Luxembourg chocolate.
The whole city will just explode.
No, it'll just keel over, and then I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning to feed Luxembourg, and it's gonna be dead. I'm not cleaning that up.
We just lost all of our listeners in Luxembourg.
It's okay, they're dead.
Oh my God! Did you just end? We're off the air in Luxembourg.
Yes.
That's his bit. Come on.
Oh man, that's perfect. No, it's good. I was waiting for the day to come finally when I would off the air myself.
You just unplug the switchboard. I'm going home.
I'm going home. We
You
peaked.
dick.
We've peaked. We Guy Manuel this. We're fucking done.
All right.
No, I'm
All right,
kidding. All right, so
You guys have an appointment. Are you gonna stop Xavier and let him know everything's going on?
Probably
He's
smart.
the one who knows. We don't know anything. We were
I'm
outside
going-
in the plaza.
I'm going back to the inn.
Yeah. You're going back to the inn. Meet at the inn.
Reconvene. Wait until appointment.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna actually read some of that Detective
At-
Grisham novel
yes.
that Cliff gave us.
As you go back
Really catch up
into
on
the
it?
inn, you see a familiar character sitting at the bar.
Is it Dirk Greysteel?
Hey guys.
Hey.
Oh, it's just Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
I mean,
How's it going, guys?
hey, Darren. I'm just fucking not doing a character voice now.
Nobody's tried to break into our rooms?
yeah, your rooms are doing all right.
Great, man. Man, we have a lot to catch you
No
up on.
unusual characters here, except for me.
Except
I
for you.
guess. Aw,
I mean, you're unusual in a good way.
thank you.
Oh
I swear, when this is all over, we are gonna find that witch and try and break the curse for you.
Oh no, we already. Did we find a goat? I forgot.
No, we haven't sourced a goat yet.
All right, we're working on it, buddy. We're working on it.
I mean, we haven't started yet, but we're working on it.
That goddamn one-eyed witch.
Wait, now she's got. Okay, so the description's getting better now.
Like, that's a hag. That's totally different. Oh, we're gonna
A
have
witch
to-
with one eye and, 11 fingers, 2 left hands.
I couldn't count them. I was too busy getting cursed.
Does she smell of sunflowers? That might have something to do with it. I've heard that.
Chase him all the way across the land.
two left hands, but also only one arm. It's weird.
She has one taped to the other,
And it's a right arm.
just to fuck with your filing system a little more. Okay, so
You wouldn't think someone like that would be hard to find, but keeps a low profile.
She has 2 left feet and a jar on her fireplace.
the best way to figure out if it's her is you to play some bitchin' music, and she can't dance for shit.
It's the only defining quality.
I'm sorry I couldn't be more help. I don't know much about her.
Oh God! All right, so I'm gonna get these two up to speed. Xavier just tells them this is the dude. He seems super shifty. The guy's name is Serpent Anderson. Like,
Oh yeah, we know. We were at the speech.
I mean, if potential were like a meter of some kind, he'd break the meter.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. So
I believe my response at the time when they said his name was, "Are you serious?"
yes, yeah, I think I was there.
Talking about the Serpent Anderson.
Yeah, Darren, do you know him?
Oh, I was gonna go visit the financial office today.
Why?
I was gonna put some money into an investment
don't.
account.
Stop.
Okay, Darren. And I put an arm around him. I'm like, Darren, listen. Have you ever heard of a pyramid scheme?
Nope.
Okay, so the way it works is and Xavier then like gets out a parchment and like a pencil and is like, so like stuff starts at the base here and then like money starts to go up to the top and it all gets funneled to like one person. He draws a triangle.
Ah, a triangle scheme.
Yeah. So like a triangle scheme, and then he starts like drawing more and more triangles that have nothing to do with what they're talking about.
They were invented by the great sorcerer Ponzi.
Yes, exactly. We call it a Ponzi scheme. You see, it's all linked together here.
He really liked triangles.
Yeah,
It was
he's
weird.
really into it. And if you look, you see there's another triangle. In fact, there's triangles everywhere around us if you look at it. Like, and then he just kind of drifts off for a second. Anyways, don't give your money to that guy because he's crazier than a shithouse rat.
Yeah, and that's coming from him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
well,
crazy
was my dream
recognizes
of being
crazy,
rich.
and he's looking pretty familiar right now.
I thought maybe if I had a voice like this, if I was rich, maybe it'd make up for it.
I mean,
It wouldn't.
No, and trust me, you stick with us, and even on a henchman's share of the loot, you're gonna get rich quickly. You saw how
We've
much.
never really turned a huge profit.
didn't we get paid like once? No.
Yeah, the one time.
No, we got the reward for the Draugr heads. This is just in the last like couple weeks too. We got the Draugr heads.
Yeah.
We got the reward for our services to the king. We got a ton of money off of those cultists that we dispatched.
Well, yeah, we got
after
those
they
guys.
organiconed up. We got some really nice loot from the merchant.
Yeah,
some good
but
dealings.
so
We've
much of it
profited
goes
immensely.
into. But it all goes back into maintaining equipment and making sure we have provisions.
We really don't have a good investment system here. We just kind of like
Carry it in sacks.
Yeah, or like-
it's not great.
like that's not an efficient system.
Do you think we should put it in a bank?
No. the Bank of Tiamat's not somebody you want to support.
Some sort of a financial institution?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know, some kind of reserve of some
buy,
kind.
Is
buy
there one here?
land.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just
Yeah.
buy land, guys.
I think that guy Addison's got something to do with that.
We should ask him about
Yeah,
it. He
well.
seems on the level.
Yeah, like 5 o'clock. I'll
Yeah.
talk to him.
Right. Gwyn
I
just
just
shakes
love the
her
idea of
head
the
and
two of
goes
you
upstairs.
busting in and be like, "We've got some words," and I just pipe it like, "Yeah, I'd like to invest some money." Is that not what we're here for?
Like, just from behind us.
After you just convinced Darren not to,
To do exactly
you
that.
switch opinions right in
It's
front of
going to
him.
be, Darren is slowly going to be the example of do as I say, not as I do.
I'm gonna do right by our henchman. He's
Look,
a
I'm not
good
great
boy.
with money.
He's a good boy.
He's not a dog, lady. He has a name.
Yeah, and his name is Darren, and he's still a good boy. He's a sweet young boy who doesn't know any better.
He's like 30.
Darren, how old are you?
I'm 29.
See? He's like 30.
Yeah, he's like almost 30, which is like actionable age. We could definitely send him off to the military.
I mean, we could have done that 11 years ago.
Shit, yeah.
If you really
You just
start him
met me,
young.
like a couple days ago.
They do. The indoctrination period is like, and I assume Xavier's just like eating slop as he's like telling you this.
Eating Darren's slop.
Yeah,
right
he's
in
like,
front
out of
him.
his bowl, and then he turns to me and goes, and that's how a Ponzi scheme works, by the way.
It's weird. It's not that Darren is meek. It's just he sounds that way.
Yeah, he's actually very assertive,
Yes, but you can't really tell.
but no one's been able to hear him.
There's a really assertive guy like 2 blocks away.
And he's pissed.
He has so much charisma for someone so far away.
The balls on this man. I have to meet him one day.
Oh, if only I could find him.
But yeah, basically he I did what's known as a nice opening act. And so he's thoroughly convinced that you're a wealthy noble from out of town who's here to do nothing but invest money and chew bubblegum, and you're all out of bubblegum.
All right.
Yes.
I can work with that.
So Yeah.
Did you tell him any amount, or did you leave it?
Nope. I just said oodles and oodles of cash, and loads of money and all that stuff.
One shiny gold coin.
Yeah. And at one point, I just started spelling out like LODSEMONE.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah, what's that spell?
Loads of money?
Loads of money, yeah. So he got the message. Don't worry.
Okay.
So what's my involvement? Do I just act tough?
I think
Follow her around?
you definitely fit the role of a bodyguard. All
right.
You're an armored brick shithouse. I mean, you definitely look like somebody who
Language, but thank you.
Yes. sorry, Darren. You're just a wee lad.
Oh, a wee lad of 30.
Just a wee 30-year-old lad. But yeah.
Just side note, how old is half-elf Xavier? Is he like
Oh God.
90 or something ridiculous?
Yeah, he's like 95 or 100.
Off the top of my head, I have no idea how fast half-elves age.
Yeah.
But I'm going to look it up.
They're in between, definitely.
But I want to
think
say
that's true.
he's
No, it is, because they're that whole out of place in both, because they grow much slower than humans, but
not at the rate
or
that
much,
elves do.
Yeah, much slower than humans, but way faster than elves, so they're not at
Other way
home in
around.
either place.
Slow for elf standard, fast by human standard.
No,
'cause all the
fast
terms-
by elves, because elves are super slow.
Oh.
So the human part makes them really fast for elves, but the elf part makes them really slow for humans.
And also Xavier's like completely bald.
Well,
and,
you're
like,
wrong.
I am.
Clean
What?
shaven.
No.
Half-elves mature at the same rate humans do and reach adulthood around 20. They live much longer than humans, often exceeding 180.
That's a load of crap.
Well, then
I know it's in
I
the
don't know what
book,
to tell
but
you.
then
that,
I'd probably
that makes them
say,
much less
knowing that he
interesting.
lives longer, I'd probably say he's probably 70. Because if they live to 180, then 70 is the equivalent of 50.
You've been around and you're still a conspiracy nut.
That should tell
No,
you
that made
something.
him more of a conspiracy nut. He's seen shit.
That makes me sad. That takes out a lot of just flavor. It's
Does
like,
it?
Yeah, because it used to be, well, I'm an outcast. Now it's, oh no, I grew up and now I'm just gonna be beautiful and young forever. Oh no.
I think it's...
Lady, if there's one word it's never been
It's
used to
like-
describe me, it's beautiful.
I think the
Yeah.
whole outcast thing is more that I'm not quite as beautiful or pretty as the rest of the elves, so they don't trust me. But all the humans think I'm just some sort of a poncy, douchey elf.
Exactly. Oh no, I'm much too attractive to be accepted by humans. Oh no, I'm much too salt of the earth to be accepted by elves.
You just
How
Yeah, at
will I
least you're not a
survive?
half-orc.
Oh man, I have all the problems of someone in a yogurt commercial.
hey, being attractive is not a problem here, but other parts of the world, you don't want to be born attractive, man.
Yeah, it's a problem I've never had to experience.
Yeah, right.
I
Sick
can tell you
self-burn, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that high five on the audio?
Yes, it was.
Sweet.
It didn't pick up well, but I'll fucking special effect the shit out of it.
Well, these guys are BSing because it's definitely not going to take us 5 hours to talk about investment
It might.
schemes and the
I mean-
proper handling of retainers. Gwen's
to know each
gonna
other.
see to Indy a little bit and then go upstairs and change into her noble gear and then read Detective Grisham
I'm gonna
and
buy.
think about the plan.
Xavier is gonna buy Alden a drink.
Oh, cool.
All right, the Detective
I will accept
Grisham
drink.
novel is actually about sneaking gold from one township to another. They're trying to figure out how this thief's doing it when really he has the gold painted like a wagon, and they drove the wagon right through the gate.
Fuck you say. So really, what we're saying is that Cliff called it.
Yeah, so some of the boards for the wagon were actually made of pure gold. So when they actually tried to search the wagon, they were actually searching the gold.
Sure. Why not?
Didn't really notice.
Oh man, I feel like
You guys don't like my Lupin the Third reference?
I was gonna say,
I got it.
Get out of here.
I got it.
I don't watch
Get
enough
outta here.
Lupin to get that reference. I felt like it was going right over my
That's
head.
like the only episode Tom has seen. I'm fairly certain.
And I keep talking about it.
I
'cause
mean, it
like
sounds like a
Loves it.
fucking good episode.
It's a really good
It
scheme.
Sounds like a bitchin'
I
episode.
like it.
It doesn't beat the one where he stole the statue of Jesus from South America.
Oh, really? Is
Yeah.
that-
What?
okay.
Yeah, the Christ the Redeemer statue. He takes the whole thing.
Wait,
Just
that's
halves
like
it.
the,
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
That one.
All right,
The big one.
that's why he's the best.
he is the best.
Jesus fucking Christ. Is he a wizard?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like a thief wizard.
Gold smuggling just makes me think of Spice and Wolf, where they fed it to sheep and then had a shepherdess bring it into the city and then killed the sheep and ate them and took the gold from their stomachs.
Whoa.
I mean, it's efficient.
Too
Yeah,
many steps.
It worked.
Just too many
it worked
steps.
and they got a nice
Plus-
dinner.
Way too many steps to get to gold. Like, that's a lot. You put a gun in front of somebody and you say, give me gold. And then you get gold.
Well, the premise of that was that there was a high tariff on gold because the church was corrupt in that town.
Yes.
So if you smuggled it in and you got caught, you'd be super fucking killed. But if you smuggled it in, the profit margin was giant.
Tom, if we have time, I would like to go shopping for goods.
Oh, yep.
Ooh.
So
that's
you
I,
will see,
I want to upgrade some stuff.
you'll
That's a
see
good
the
idea.
market is open if you would like to.
I'd actually like to, fuck the drink. I actually would rather just go shopping.
It's not
Yeah.
going to take you hours to drink. Drink.
No.
Yeah, one
Have-
drink,
have a-
then we go shopping.
Have a nice moment with
Get a
your
little
teammate.
toasty and then go
yeah,
shopping.
pre-game.
Yeah,
go
you
shopping.
see, this is what I always do before I go shopping. And he, like, knocks back a beer.
Do you go shopping a lot?
I mean, my line of work, no. But the times I do.
Because you drink a lot,
Yes. And you see, the problem is that I have a couple of drinks before I go shopping.
and then you forget you were going to go shopping.
And it happens every time.
Every time.
Every time, man.
It's never happened to me, but I'll take your word for
You
it.
don't strike me as the bench drinker. Not binge drinker. Because you start on a bench.
No, I've never drank a bench.
I mean, it's like you know the Steins.
A whole bench. There's a lot of that's a lot of wood.
You know, like the Stein, but it's shaped like a shoe. Now
Yeah.
imagine it like a bench. But it's a hollowed
A
out.
stein shaped like a bench doesn't seem very good as a liquid conveyance.
It's not.
That's what the challenge. That's where the challenge comes
Exactly.
from.
It's called the bench challenge. Actually, it was developed in my hometown.
Did you develop it?
Yes.
No. It's not really a challenge, then, is it?
I was a legend in my town because I could drink a bench.
Were you a legend because people go, "Oh my God, why is he drinking that bench?" Because that would make you a legend where I come from.
Where do you come from?
Oh, farm country.
Oh, what's it like up there, man?
Peaceful.
Man,
Have you ever seen a farm?
once.
It's like that.
Yeah, I grew up in a city mostly,
Oh.
so I was in the town guard, so I didn't really see countryside that often.
Oh no, it was just me and my extended family and all the people in the village.
So why'd you end up leaving?
Because I wanted to protect people. Sorry, was that too melodramatic? Was that too expositional?
No, man. No, it's not. And he signals for the bartender and gets you a beer.
Oh, thank you.
No, that sounds like in my line of work, that sounds like reason enough to buy somebody a drink. So
Fair. Thank you.
cheers.
Cheers.
If you wanted to protect people, why didn't you just join like a local militia or something?
I was in the militia.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, language.
Sorry.
But it's the darndest thing. I was actually scared of the fighting.
Really? Why
Yeah.
is that?
Well, all the training was easy. But then as soon as you get out there in the field, there's guys with spears and swords.
And they're real and they're coming
Yeah.
at you.
Have you ever fought an orc? It's not pleasant.
Well, considering the fact that I was always a distance archer, I never really fought an orc.
See, exactly. It's different when you're up close and personal with them.
Yeah, they stationed me on a roof for Overwatch position, and I ended up just sitting there for so long.
Seems like it would get boring.
It did get boring. I spent I think my longest stint was a year, and I was supposed to basically be the lookout for an invasion force, and an invasion never happened.
You stayed in one spot for a year?
Well, I got up to go to the bathroom, but basically
good.
I had the same post. Didn't really talk to anybody, and I don't know. People just started talking, started asking me why I was doing it. Well, it's because the guard asked me to.
So why'd you leave?
Well, let's just say I uncovered a couple of things that were happening in our chain of command that I didn't agree
Now,
with.
let me stop you there. Were they actual things, or did you imagine them?
Oh, well, they were real things. The conspiracy label just kind of came when I tried to blow the whistle.
Ah.
And they labeled me as
also
a nut.
the conspiracies.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, if you're gonna blow the whistle on an entire city's guard, obviously the people in power are gonna do something to stop you.
And then you might as well blow all the whistles.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Sure.
So what happened is that I was basically on my way to, the town gazette with my findings, and
Was that the name of it? The Town Gazette?
Well, I forgot the name of it, but you know what I mean.
It was a long time ago.
It was years ago. I got ambushed by my own men. That was really awkward.
Crazy.
Yeah. Beat 7 shades of shit out of me and told me to get out
Language.
of town. Sorry. I looked at Darren
You
again.
keep
Sorry.
doing it.
Well, it's just whatever. It happens. It just sort of comes out. And
Mom always told me not to swear.
Really?
Really.
Why not?
That's not polite.
Well, I mean, what's going to happen if you do?
Well, nothing. It's just not polite.
Well, I mean, but
A real gentleman shouldn't go around swearing like that.
But I mean, what if you're in the company of friends?
Well, it's still not. It's just not right.
Xavier kind
know?
of looks around, and Tom, who's in the bar right now with us?
So you're down the bar. You see Darren is still there. He's sitting at a table near you. You guys are at a table. There's a couple large men that look like they just got home from the smithy or from mining. It's
All right.
a pretty nice tavern.
Pretty blue-collar kind of crowd.
Blue collar
All right.
kind of crowd.
So, if I just take a look around this room, I mean, I'm fairly certain that this is the okayest company for that kind of stuff.
Oh, yes, sure. But I'm still not going to do it.
Hey, that's all right. You'll slip eventually, big man. Eventually.
It's just how I was raised.
Hey, that's okay. It's fine if that's how you were raised. I mean, I was raised.
What would my mom think?
I don't know. I mean, your mom's pretty far away. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, but she wouldn't like it.
I mean, does she know?
Well, no, I don't think she's a psychic, as far as I know.
God, I would hope not. Although most mothers tend to be psychic to some degree.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Yeah, you can't figure that out.
She actually is a seeress and has just been watching you. Just so
never
proud of
knew.
her boy.
Hey, man, eventually you got to let your hair down a little bit, but who am I to judge?
I mean, I have bludgeoned people to death.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I'll go.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go shopping? And
Yeah.
Get out of here, because this place is kind of stuffy.
I could use a new bludgeon.
Speaking of bludgeoning.
That's the thing. If you have heavy enough armor, they can't hurt you.
Yeah, I never figured that out. He kind of looks over his tattered clothes and goes, I probably should buy new clothes at some point.
Try a good set of full plate sometime. They'll save your life one day.
Yeah, there was a guy that kept trying to teach me a technique. It was ham something, but whatever. He kept telling me, it'll save your life one day. It'll save your life one day. Whatever. Weirdo. Yeah, I think some new clothes are in order.
Yes.
Plus, we're about to go meet a Ponzi schemer. Might as well look good.
So what's there to shop for?
Yeah.
What kind of goods and services? This is a big town, right? Like a city?
Yeah,
wares.
This is a large city. If you guys want to stop into a shop, you guys can. There's seems to be a trinket store, a sort of arms and armor. Which one would you like to go into first?
I would like to arms and armor. I want to get some equipment.
I need to get some arms. Why not?
First, guys,
Arms and then more arms. They're armor than the first arms.
did you tell Gwen you were going out, and how much money do you both have?
I have close to 300 gold,
250.
and I think you were upstairs reading a book.
I was,
Yes.
but did somebody come up and go, hey, we're going out, we're going to buy stuff?
No,
Yeah.
Mom, we didn't tell you.
I think I might is the smart thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's the responsible thing to do if you're going to split the party.
That's
Yeah.
I feel like Alden would do it, but
Yeah.
Xavier
Yeah, no,
wouldn't.
Xavier.
Fucking mama's boy.
Xavier's just like walking to leave, and you're like, well, we should.
Wait, gotta go tell Gwen. She'll wonder.
Really? I mean,
Well, yeah, if we just wander off and she comes down here, she'll think we're full of potential or something.
all right, fair enough. I can't argue with that.
So yeah, I'll let her know.
Okay. Poor Xavier, I noticed, he was spending a whole bunch of money very
Foolishly.
badly.
Yeah.
And
200
he wasted all those arrows with the guys back in the other town. I don't think he reclaimed. Here, I'm gonna throw you like a little satchel full of 25 gold in it. Give that to Xavier. Have him buy some good stuff.
I don't need your pity, lady.
He doesn't need your pity, but
Take it
I'll give it to him
anyway.
anyway. So yeah, have 25 gold.
What's the point? I'm not going to argue with a noble. You know.
You know you can't argue with her anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even a noble thing. It's just don't even bother.
Yeah. Don't argue with a woman
Yeah.
because you're wrong.
Because you'll lose.
My mom taught me that.
I've trained you well.
You know, it's funny. My mom taught me that as well. It's
Small world.
real small.
So what kind of arms and armor are we looking at here?
All right, so as you walk in, you start to see that this guy has a couple of used swords up front. He also has a couple like parade swords that are way too large, you know, sort of to get people that aren't really
Very
into
anime,
actual weapons
To attract the mall
to buy
ninjas.
them.
Oh man, does
Yes.
it have like that heat wave pattern where it's like multicolored?
Yeah.
If the rainbow sort of sheen, and it's like a claymore that is too heavy for people to lift. And
So
you
we
see,
walked into
like-
that first place in the Renaissance Festival
Yeah.
every year.
God. That
So
place is
there's
the
like
one
a
next to the
couple.
door.
There's a couple guys just trying to lift the sword, and they can barely get the tip up off of the log that it's sitting in. And like,
Yikes.
whoa, this would be so cool to like. You could hit down like a whole horse and a man all at the same time. It's just really impractical and unwieldy, you know.
I look to Alden and go, so we're not buying that one.
No, I'm not gonna buy
Yeah.
that.
And you guys can look around. So let me get some perception checks.
Okay.
Oh right.
Sure. Tom, I got a 16.
Fuck you.
All right.
Ken.
Oof.
Okay. Nat 20.
Oh, awesome. So
You realize
Alden,
the shop-
as you're browsing through the arms and armor, you start to see like a little ring sitting there, and you're looking around, and you're like, "This is arms and armor," and there's just one ring and a box, and it seems like the box is like closed over and just sort of set there. And you open it up, and it does have a tag next to it, but
Like a price tag?
yeah, like a price tag, but it's covered in dust, and the box was closed, so you find it like really weird. That was
That's
there.
the weird question, but does the tag look like it has the same handwriting as the other price tags in the store?
Yes.
Okay, so it's probably
Yeah.
from
It says
here.
110 gold pieces.
I'm gonna take it up to the cashier, or whoever is here.
All right, so as you start to go up front, you don't see a cashier, and you just sort of step up to the counter, and an old man stands up, and he's got glasses, and he's like peering over his glasses. He's like, "Oh my, come into my arms and armor.
Oh, yes, I'm already here. In fact,
Yes, 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 my son."
I found something odd over in the corner there. I'm not sure if this is part of the selection, but I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about this.
All items on the floor are for sale. He sort of pulls out a magnifying glass, and he just looks at it, and then he looks back into his inventory sheet, and he flips it up, and he flips it over again, and he's like looking, and then he just pushes the inventory sheet away, and then starts going through other older books, and then opens one up, and it's just like dust comes out, and
Part of the old selection in there, huh?
yeah, and he's like, "Oh, this one was listed in the inventory about 40 years ago. I was sold to me by a wizard,
A wizard, an actual wizard.
an actual wizard."
Xavier, his ears perk up, and he kind of like saunters back over.
Oh, I
just
gotta
walk
get back
over
to
backwards.
you for a second, because
All right.
you got something else good.
All right, no, go ahead.
So, he's like, "It was sold to me by a wizard, and he claimed it was for projecting some sort of fire, something."
Some sort of a fire projection ring, huh?
Yes, of sorts. I never got it to work.
Oh. Did he leave
I
instructions?
don't think
or?
I did. And he sort of like looks up. He goes, "Can I see that?"
Sure. And Alden passes it over and then steps back a little bit.
All right. So he goes into the back room with it, and then you just see a bright flash of light, and then just like a little bit of smoke drifts out, and he goes, "Well, I guess it still works.
Oh.
Can be yours for the price of 110 gold pieces."
110 gold, but I don't know. All that magic stuff seems a little shady.
Not as trusty as a sword at your side. I
Yeah.
understand. All right.
I don't know. Xavier, do you want this weird ring?
Why don't you...
what does it do?
Fire.
Xavier says, holding up a dagger that's just black, and it seems to have like skulls on it.
I don't know, man.
Good lord, what did you find?
It's Look, I'm not sure. My hand just kind of reached for it, but it really looks like I wanted to make an Iggy Pop reference, but I'm like, that would be just completely out of place here. Never mind.
He made a loop on the third reference earlier.
Yeah.
That is completely true.
Yeah. So he's like, all right, so I've got something that can definitely. I think this has been used in a ritual before.
Whoa!
What?
Don't get your hand near the edge of that. And as you look, black goo just sort of comes up out of it and wraps around the blade, and he just like gestures for you to like put it down on the table.
It's supposed to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Xavier says, is it supposed
Put
to
it
do
down
that?
on the table.
Okay.
Yes, that's a function actually.
What is that?
You guys are after all my enchanted goods.
Why did you have this?
Yeah, that looks
that?
like it's cursed.
Where do you keep getting these things?
Well, a man came in my store to rob it and was quickly cut down. That was
That
on
raises
him.
further questions.
Wait, did
This
I
is an
feel
arms
like
and
that-
armor shop.
he looks over to Alden and goes, "What the hell kind of shop did we walk into?" I don't know. I feel like
I used to be a lot stronger.
I feel like we need to get out of here.
Well, follow-up question, I suppose, because that story didn't really answer it. Was the dagger used by him or on him?
It was on him.
Used on him?
It was on his person.
Oh,
Okay, did he use it?
I didn't have it
why is
before he
it
came to the
oozing
store.
black goo?
Yeah, I feel like that's the more salient point out of these lines of inquiry.
Oh, that's a very caustic poison.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I
You didn't
I
wanna,
don't condone the use of such poisons.
you didn't want to put a sheath on it or anything.
It was sitting in a
out.
display. Like, it didn't even have a sheath on it.
Yeah, it was
just
in a
sitting-
display case. You
Is there
know, the
like-
thing you opened up, and
Did I hit
Xavier.
Is there like an ooze button or something?
you just really have to think about with hate in your heart.
And
Xavier.
while I was reminiscing about the town garden, a lot of weird stuff.
Hey.
Weird emotions and all that, you know? There's a lot of stuff going on up here, and he points to his head.
He sort of pulls the dagger a little closer to him or across the counter. He's like, yeah, just stay away from it with all that hate.
How much? I don't believe that.
Alden claps a hand on Xavier's shoulders like, one, how much? Two, does it come with a sheath?
180, and I can make you one.
50. I'm gonna roll a negotiation check.
Yeah, yep, so just roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I saw that. That was savage. It almost rolled a 20 and then it hit the can and turned on a 2.
He goes, I can make you a sheath, but it'll cost you a little bit extra. 185. I was gonna throw it in, but you guys have been giving me some lip service. I don't appreciate you making fun of my stock.
Fuck the dagger! I don't want your. You know what? I don't want your oozing hate dagger.
Sweet band name, though.
We're oozing hate dagger. We're here to rock your fucking
Definitely
world.
not a metaphor for a dick.
So Xavier, kind of like with Alden's hand still on his shoulder, turns around like and walks to the front of the store. He's like, I'm gonna need a second to just kind of parlay with my compatriot here for a minute. What the hell is going on with this store?
I don't know. They have a lot of really weird stuff in here.
I feel like if we touch anything here, we're cursed. Like, I feel like I'm cursed, and I touched that dagger once.
Well, I mean, look at it.
I mean,
It starts oozes coming back out of it as you look at it. Stop doing that.
I don't know a lot about curses, but I feel like that's cursed.
I don't think it responds to hate. I think it just oozes poison all the time.
It might be true.
I think the
I'm
hate.
still gonna browse.
I mean,
but
this place is weird.
this whole city.
What's this?
I don't know.
What's the store called?
What is the store called?
Full of weird fucking wares.
It's arms and arm. And then you see like there's a little sign next to it that says or.
That also raises
Arms
a lot
and
of
arms. More.
That raises further questions.
I am going to take one last look around the shop and see if there's anything a little more mundane. If not, I'll get the ring. But
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on the explosion ring and the oozing hate dagger.
I'm not passing on the ring just yet.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna also just look around. God damn it, I'm so fucking pissed.
Is there any
All right.
solid looking armor?
So you find a long sword that basically like a dao is a large slicing sword. It's gonna have the stats of a long sword, but it is basically just a large chopping sword.
A real fighting sword.
A real fighting sword. It's gonna it feels to you a little bit better. It looks like it's of at least masterwork quality.
Well balanced.
Yes.
How much would it be?
He looks at it and he's like, "Oh, that's about 90 gold pieces for that. It was a
90.
family heirloom when I got it. Not my family.
It was a family's heirloom.
It was a family's heirloom. It was so sad that
That
they all died
apostrophe
in that
S
fire.
is important.
Yeah, they
only
lost
thing-
it in a terrible house fire that I started.
It was the only thing recovered from that fire.
Well,
I was really,
right?
really lucky that I happened to be there to pick it up.
Oh, while it was happening.
And do they have any shields here?
Do you boys know they can't find poison on corpses that have been burned?
That's weird.
I'd like to think that this guy's
All
like,
these items came from the same guy.
there used to be a really palatial estate at like the corner of the city, and it's just gone. I'd like to think that this guy is mumbling this shit like
Those are your
in
three
between us
things you
pieces.
found in this shop that seem noteworthy. Other than that, you can buy any sort of shield you want, any sort of armor you can afford.
Any sort of like a
Normally.
masterwork shield kind of thing?
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Okay. How much would a masterwork shield run me?
1.5 times the price of a shield.
Oh, fuck. I gotta look up what a shield costs. Unless you had the sagacity to open to that page already.
The fact, no, never mind.
I'll race you, motherfucker.
Shield under? Oh, is shield not under
10
weapons?
GP. No, it's under armor.
Stat lookup break.
Okay, I consider them weapons.
So
okay,
15 GP.
15 GP sounds right.
Okay, then I will get the ring and the sword and the shield.
The ring and the sword and the shield.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That runs me 215 gold, which I can afford.
All right. The ring is going to be called a minor ring of shooting stars.
Oh, sweet.
It has two
Fucking
charges, and for an action, you can expend a charge. It shoots a ball of light out 60 feet from you, and anything in the path of the light is going to take 5d4 fire damage.
Oof.
It's a DC
Okay.
15 save.
That's in the DM's guide?
It's an adjusted thing in the DM's guide.
Okay.
Yeah. it's all
Write down them stats on an index card or something.
Yep. I can do
Or
that.
pass me the page. Whichever.
Just hand me an index card. They're all in front of you.
So they are. Here's a bunch.
Okay.
And I guess the masterwork is going to add like +1 to
It's just gonna
the regular
give you,
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to think that this shopkeeper is actually a massively powerful wizard who knows exactly one
Wait, could
spell.
you repeat all that? Sorry.
Sure. I like to think that this shopkeeper is actually a very high-powered wizard. He knows one spell. It's the only 10th level spell. It's called Restock. And what it does is it targets a noble family, wipes out their line, their estate, their everything, and takes all their worldly goods and puts them in his shop.
It just sounds like a villain for the series.
Yup. He's the real villain.
It turns out it's nothing to do with snake cults. It's just this guy who's been wiping out nobles and their family for generations. I mean, that's a decent
Yeah.
Decent villain.
It's a decent
Yeah.
plot line. Actually, I'm fairly impressed with that. That's nice. Do I see anything else worth noting in here, or is it just the oozing hate dagger?
It's the oozing hate dagger, and you can try and look around for any particular item you're interested in.
Perception?
But those are the only sort of artifacts you find.
Do I need to roll or just
No.
look around?
Nope, just
I'm
look
gonna
around.
look around.
For what?
Clothing, because Xavier looks to his clothing and it's just a tattered duster and like beat up pants and a shirt that should have been replaced like a month ago.
right, so as you're looking around, you find a shirt made out of hexagonal mail. It looks of dwarven make.
Ooh. You kind of...
Your family, your elven side of the family would be pissed off to see you wearing dwarven mail, but it looks legit.
But the human side of your family would be like, that's a good deal.
Ballin'.
Also, don't really care at this point. So, kind of a social pariah. So he
Screw you, elf dad.
Yeah, right.
You're not my real elf dad.
Steve is.
But spelled with like 3 E's and an apostrophe.
Because they're elves. Because of fucking reasons.
Actually, was your mom the elf or was your dad the elf?
I actually don't
Both.
recall. Yeah, right.
They were both
It
elves.
turns out he's just an elf.
They're both half elves. I got the I got the elf side from either my mom or my dad. The human side from either
I got
my
2
mom or
halves
my
of an
dad.
elf side. Also
right.
2 halves of a human side.
So what is this? What is this called specifically? This item?
Just write dwarven mail. M-A-I-L-L-E.
Oh, the proper spelling.
Yeah.
I
Notice I didn't say chainmail. Ooh, I just said mail.
Everyone does that.
Should I rewrite flail on my sheet to be F-L-A-I-L-L-E?
Flail.
My chain flail.
And wearing that, what would that increase my AC to?
It's gonna increase it by 1.
All right, awesome. Sweet. What else do I find? All right. So I'm gonna see what else I find, and then we'll go to like checkout. We're gonna do this Amazon style. All right. So what else do I see of interest in there besides the dwarven mail shirt?
That's about it.
That's it. How much for the? All right. How much for the shirt?
What's 290
The shirt is gonna be 120.
120.
Yes.
Listen, guy. I understand that things here are kind of expensive, but how about
What?
we
Just the items you pick up. You seem to pass by all the pre-worn stuff.
60?
60. I never.
Do you want me to
and
roll
indeed I
for it,
I
or-
want you to roll.
All right, please
Or
don't
this.
fuck me on this one, dice. Like
Say 17. That's good.
persuasion check.
Yeah.
14.
14. And he's like, the lowest I can reasonably go is 110.
95.
100.
97.
100.
99.
100 gold pieces. Standard imperial weight.
Fine.
No shaving.
Fine.
A little shaving.
I mean, a little off the top, right? Like my barber. Ah. All right, so Xavier plunks down 100 gold.
All right. You got yourself some dwarven mail.
All right. What is it? What does it read? Never mind.
It's in Dwarven, unfortunately.
He takes the hate dagger and he puts it behind the counter.
It's full of hate.
He's like, I'll hold on to this.
I'm fairly certain that's a dagger that just oozes poison all the time.
Yeah, only once or twice a day. Depends on how much hate's in your heart, sir.
You're
A lot.
touching it, boss, and it's still oozing. Like,
Well, you were talking to him.
It's weird. I don't usually have this much hate. Get out of my shop.
Tom, does this ring recharge on a short or long rest?
Once per day.
Once per day? Okay.
The sun
So long
recharges
rest,
it,
basically.
even if you can't see it.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's kind of weird, but all right. That
It's
got weird when I
neutrinos.
thought about it.
it's neutrinos. The planet is thick enough that most of them don't make it through there. But the neutrinos charge it.
I figured it was going to be quarks.
No. That's what everybody
Bosons.
says. Tachyons.
yes. What?
Tachyons.
Oh God.
They're just sort of gaudy.
Yeah.
That's the gaudiness particle.
The Weird Al element.
Why did I laugh at my own pun?
Oh, that shirt's so bad it's giving off tachyons.
I mean, sometimes you do yourself a humor.
I'm just imagining a tachyon emitter that's like an array of pink plastic flamingos.
No. It's pink paisley colored.
Oh.
Pink
That-
paisley flamingo.
That is a tachyon right there.
Tachyon, tacky off.
Yes, much. That's
There's one of the lawn gnomes that's giving you the middle finger right in the middle. That's the main source.
that's a tacky ass lawn gnome.
Well, it's shop till you drop, and mystery till you... Something that rhymes with mystery. Our heroes are geared up and ready to go. Let's see what happens next time on Fetch Quest.